interesting. So I graduated from medical school in 2005, and I like to think that lung cancer has evolved throughout my working career. In 2005, the Tarceva and Iressa were both approved for EGFR mutation non-small cell lung cancer. And until then, all we had was chemotherapy. Thankfully, in the last few years, we've had immunotherapy, which basically nivolumab was the first one to be approved. Now we have pembrolizumab. And it's very exciting because now the patients have not just chemotherapy options, but other options as well. So the objectives for the study is to see if continuing nivolumab beyond progression with the addition of chemotherapy would improve the survival for these patients that currently we are stopping the immunotherapy and going just to chemotherapy alone. And we know that chemotherapy can only work for so long. We know that lung cancer continuously mutates and develops resistance to the therapies we give them, and we would like to be a little smarter than the cancer and trying to figure out what's going on genetically within these tumors so that we could not only predict what we could expect from the treatments we're receiving, but also perhaps prognosticate to say that patients with certain mutations do better or worse. I'd like to see by the end of my career, if it's not curable, lung cancer at least becoming a chronic disease and patients living decades, and that would be nice.
This clinical trial is a phase 2 study evaluating the safety and efficacy of chemotherapy plus nivolumab, which is also known as Opdivo, versus chemotherapy alone in patients with advanced non-small cell lung cancer who did not respond to immunotherapy. The usual treatment for non-small cell lung cancer that has returned is to give chemotherapy drugs such as Taxotere, gemcitabine, or pemetrexed, or to combine one of those chemotherapy drugs with Cyramza. Another option is to give drugs that block a particular enzyme. Opdivo is an antibody therapy. It attempts to turn off a cancer cell's ability to grow and continue multiplying. Opdivo allows the human immune system to recognize and kill cancer cells. If your cancer got worse after being treated with an immunotherapy drug, you may be eligible for this trial. Researchers will study if giving Opdivo with chemotherapy will help the body's immune system fight cancer more than taking chemotherapy alone after cancer does not respond to immunotherapy. This study will allow researchers to know whether adding Opdivo is better, the same, or worse than the usual approach. The use of Opdivo with chemotherapy after cancer has progressed while taking Opdivo is investigational. This means Opdivo has not been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for use in this setting. Opdivo has been approved by the FDA to treat lung, skin, and kidney cancers. This clinical trial will have 2 study groups called arms. Arm A will receive Opdivo plus either Taxotere, gemcitabine, or pemetrexed as decided by the treating physician. Arm B will receive one of these chemotherapies alone. A computer will assign people by chance to a treatment group. This is called randomization. This is done by chance because no one knows if one study group is better or worse than the other. There are other criteria that must be met to be eligible for this study. Talk to your doctor to learn more. A full description of this clinical trial is also available at www.clinicaltrials.gov.